I'm joined here with the greatest ginger middleweight in UFC history, the reigning, defending Karate Combat heavyweight champion of the world, Smiling Sam Alvey.
I like the way that sounds. Thank you for having me.
I appreciate you coming on, man. Um, let's just get right into it.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's talk about your preparation. What does it look like in fight camp, preparing for this upcoming fight, Karate Combat 54?
Yeah, so I'm one of the fighters that I train year round. I don't take breaks off. There's no down season for me. I'm always training, and I'm always training at competition level. The one thing I do change is my diet, which you won't see today. I'm gonna be eating today. It's a heavyweight fight.
Heavyweight. You don't gotta cut.
Right. So it's really my diet is the big thing that changes. My diet and cardio. I start putting a lot more cardio into my routine. I get tired once about 17 years ago, and I just refuse to let it ever happen again. I kick butt when it comes to cardio.
What do you're specifically for your opponent, Tyrone Spong? What are you preparing for specifically for him?
Oh, it's going to be a stand-up war.
Yeah.
Dude has. It's rare to find people that have more fights than me. Like I've got over 80 fights.
Yeah.
He's got 153. It's crazy, and it doesn't. It's like Tyrone Spong and the Bellator champ. That they have more fights than me, and that's about it. So if he's been anywhere, I'm going to try and put him, and I just have to be better than him everywhere.
Yeah. So what got you originally into fighting in the first place?
Some guy asked, he said, "Hey, you want to fight?" I said, "Okay." That was it. No training, no nothing. I was a band nerd. I played trumpet for years. I was real good at it, semi-professional. No, it was some guy said, "Hey, you want to fight?" I started with weapons like nunchucks and sais and bow staffs. He was a Kobudo.
Kung Fu type of stuff?
It was, and I loved it. I was doing a weapons seminar, weapons competition up north, Wisconsin. And across the hall, there were people doing pancration, which was fighting but nothing to the head. So, well, can I do that? I said, sure. So I did that a bunch. And it was a good time. I didn't know what I was doing. I just went out there. I took second or third in the first competition. And said, oh, I'm hooked on this. Let's keep going. And eventually someone said, hey, you want to fight tomorrow? I said, okay, let's do it. And I ended up fighting tomorrow. Didn't know the rules, didn't know anything. Yeah. I was one of those guys that showed up with, pockets on my shorts. And they were Century gloves, which are like an ounce and a half. It was nothing. I went out there. I dropped them, floored them, like immediately round one. Thought I won, celebrated. All. Rules are he can get back up and beat me up, which he did. Round two, he took me down and just beat the brakes off me.
And how old were you when you started that? Your first ever?
Yeah, my first ever fight. I was either 20 or 21.
Okay.
I remember after the fight, he kicked the snot out of me round two. I remember somebody bought me a beer, and I remember it messing with me. I don't remember if it was legal or not, though. I took a sip, and like my head was, I'm not going to do that I've never drank again. Like that was the last sip I've had.
Never again.
Yeah.
Not getting messed up. How has your faith impacted you as a fighter and through your fighting career and also as a husband and a father?
Yeah, so my faith is strong. He is my shield. He is my sword. He is all things to me. I wasn't supposed to be a fighter. I was a band nerd. I was not an athletic child. I was not an athletic adult. Everything I am now was like hard work. And he told me I had to do it. He put me in the position to say yes to that fight, to lose but keep me motivated. I would not have done this had he not wanted me to. I am sure he wanted me to, and I'm just trying to make sure I live up to everything he put me on this planet to do.
And what was the hardest fight? UFC, doesn't matter what it was. What was your hardest fight out of your whole career, in your opinion?
I still say I fought Caleb Nelson. He was my first professional loss. So I turned professional. I never trained.
Yeah.
I started training once I turned professional. They said, hey, we're going to pay you, so I should probably work out. So I started doing stuff, started the gym. I went 4-0, and then I fought Caleb Nelson, and we beat the snot out. I mean, we just beat the brakes off each other. It was a good fight that I lost. I went backstage, I puked, and that was the one fight I got tired of.
Yeah,
said, never again.
Never again.
Yeah, and to this day, it was the hardest fight I've ever had. And then I graduated college the next day. So I graduated, I swung, shot cuts, rug burns all over the place. I was beat up, and I walked across that stage. And
where'd you graduate from?
Lakeland College with a business management degree.
Nice. That's what I'm going into.
Oh, yeah? The degree I have never used, and I've continued to pay for it.
Yeah. What's it like making the UFC ring walk for the very first time? Like, what's the feeling? Is there nerves, or is there excitement? Like, what's going through your mind in that?
I didn't really feel anything about it. It was a way I could provide. It was a way I could make money. By the time I made it into the UFC, I had one kid, I think one kid on the way, or it was close to one kid on the way. My kids are real close together.
Yeah.
I've never had nerves fighting. I've walked every cage, every pit, every ring, just happy to be, oh my God, someone's paying me to do something I have done for free.
Yeah.
As a professional, I've done this for free even. And I've just had a blast doing it. My first walk to the octagon, I wasn't the UFC fan I am now. Like, it was not a big deal to me. It was just a bigger paycheck. But it was when I got the paycheck, it's like, oh, this is something this is a career. And I even lost my first fight, but I made, I think it was $8,000. I never made $8,000 losing a fight.
Yeah.
And that was like, imagine how much money I'd have if I won. If I won, I'd be rich.
Was it 8-8?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I was in the UFC a long time ago, right at the beginning of it. And it was just incredible. My next fight I won, which then was $16,000 that ended up in my bank account. I was like, oh, this is incredible. And the fight after that was I won a $50,000 bonus. Off I was knocked out off Cesar Mutante, and I just couldn't believe it. It's like, this is the Lord put me here for a reason. Now I get to do what I do and make a living and provide for my family. And I have a big family, and it's just been a blast.
Yeah, you got. I think I heard you had 6 kids.
I have 6 kids. The oldest 11, the youngest 2.
Wow, a lot. If someone wants to get in fighting, who's listening, what is the best base to start? Is it wrestling, jiu-jitsu, boxing? What would you say?
Oh yeah, it's wrestling, hands down wrestling. So I've got over 80 fights. Was in the UFC for years. I'm karate combat champion. I've got a lot of experience. But if you were to tell me I'm fighting a D1 All-American wrestler tomorrow, I'm like, God dang it, who's never fought before. I'd win. In my head was, shit, am I gonna win? Yeah. A wrestler, he dictates the pace of the fight. He dictates if it's up or down. And no matter how good I get at jiu-jitsu, I'm not submitting that guy. He might be a wrestler who's scared of getting hit, which would be my advantage. But a lot of these wrestlers, they're just the toughest people in the school, the toughest people in the sport, in combat sport. So getting that wrestling base is huge. And I tell all of my young students to join the wrestling team. You don't even have to like wrestling. You don't have to be good at it. Just get better at it. Because once you're out of school, you're never going to have the opportunity to be a wrestler again.
So, like, say someone in my position, I'm out of high school, I didn't wrestle. Jiu-jitsu is probably the best base, or would you think a boxing class would be better?
You need ground. You need ground. You need something to scare the wrestlers away. If you can get that black belt, maybe the wrestlers say, well, I'm not going to take them down.
Yeah.
Maybe. You get a Bo Nichols, and they'll just
then it doesn't matter. He's going to go in there with Gordon Ryan. It doesn't matter now.
Whatever he wants. Yeah. But get that base. You need something on the ground.
What would you say, out of all the KOs you've had, and you've had over 20 in MMA, I'm sure you've had way more than 20 with all the other organizations, but what's your favorite KO out of anybody?
Cesar Mutante. I got $20,000 or $50,000 extra with that one. And that was a big one. That was the first 3 minutes of the fight. I didn't throw a punch. I was just kind of punching, blocking. Boom, boom. And then 2 shots on the ground. Got me $50,000. It was the biggest underdog I've ever been. And I won a lot.
What were you? Plus what?
I was plus. It was in the 400s.
Dang.
Yeah, I was big. I was not supposed. He was I believe he won the Brazilian Ultimate Fighter, and I was getting sent down to Brazil to lose to the next detour. And he may not have woken up yet.
Where was it? Sao Paulo or was it Rio?
It wasn't Rio. It was not Sao Paulo. It was a real long time ago, and I don't remember. The second time I fought in Brazil was Sao Paulo.
Okay, nice. And then, out of all the fighters that you fought, and you fought a lot of great people. You know, you got Brendan Allen. You got people like Rashad Evans.
Brendan Allen was on 3 days' notice up a weight class.
Really?
Uh-huh.
That's nice right there. But of everyone that you fought, what's it like fighting like a legend like Rashad Evans?
Yeah.
And some of these guys that are
I'm a fan of fighters, and I've always loved Rashad. He's always seemed like such a cool dude. And he mean mugged me all week. I was so disappointed. Oh, I want to be your friend. And he was that fighter that fight week. And most fighters are not like me. Most fighters are, it's fight week, I'm just being a fighter. And that was him. I was so disappointed. He and I, we're tight now. We're friendly now. I don't know, but every time we've been around each other, we're slapping hands and saying hi and how's the family and all that kind of stuff.
All right, what's your favorite fighter to watch and break down? It could be someone that you looked up to growing up, or it could be someone right now.
Yeah, so I didn't watch it growing up. So it has to be someone right now. Favorite fighter of all time is Dan Henderson. He's also my coach, and if I don't say it, he'll beat me up. So Dan Henderson, you're the greatest ever. Active right now. Sean Strickland's a good friend of mine. Chris Curtis is a good friend of mine.
You train out with him in Vegas?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
nice.
For this next fight, I'll probably get out to Vegas and train with him quite a bit. And I'm just a fan of those guys. I know them personally, and they're good person is the wrong word for Sean Strickland, but he's a good dude. Like he really is. He puts on a good front, but he's a good dude.
He's good on the inside.
Yeah.
Just like Bryce Mitchell, you know, they just say questionable things, but
I thought for sure I would like Bryce Mitchell. Like he's quirky. Then he opens his damn mouth and, good God, shut up!
Right.
You're now unhireable. Like you better win that title because you can't do anything else.
the sponsors are gone for him.
100%.
They're away.
Oh, dear. Oh my! And he just kept going. It's like, yeah, queering up the Jews. Oh my God, queering up the. Oh, shut up, dude. Yeah, he lost a fan of me that day. Like, oh.
He got sent Sheen Silva.
Yeah.
Fighting nerds.
Oh.
I'm sure a lot of people will be happy if he gets KO'd.
Yeah, at this point, knock some sense into him. I think Emmett knocked the sense out of him. We got to knock some sense back into him.
That was brutal. I remember watching it, I was like, oh my gosh,
he's dead.
He's done.
Yep, he's dead.
But yeah, how were the weight cuts at 185? I know you're a big dude, so how was making 185?
It depends on the cut. Every time was a little different. My hardest cut ever was getting 85. I took a short notice fight that I really shouldn't have over in Poland. The fight wasn't even great, but the weight cut was miserable, and it was 11 days, and I cut a lot of weight. But I've had others that were reasonable, that were okay.
Yeah.
And then I've had a lot that were hard. Now that I'm a 205er, I just got bigger, so I have the same weight cut.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was 220 cutting to 185. Now I'm 245 cutting to 205.
Is that what it is? Is that how heavyweight is at Karate Combat? Is it?
Yeah, heavyweight's 205.
Okay.
They are changing it, so I believe my fight is going to be for the heavyweight, and my current title is for the light heavyweight. They're changing.
Okay. Because I thought that they said that you were the heavyweight champion.
I am.
Okay. Is it super heavyweight? Is the
yes,
the bigger?
But they're changing.
Are they pushing them together?
They're making it unified.
Okay.
So I won't now. I say I'm the heavyweight champ who fights at 205. They're just going to make 205 light heavyweight, and they're going to make heavyweight.
Okay.
So I will have been the first heavyweight and light heavyweight champion.
Nice. So that means you got to fight people that are like 265.
I'll be fighting what's his name? The Cuban.
Robelis.
Yeah, Robelis. That's the one. I'll be fighting him eventually.
I've been watching his Karate Combat fights.
It's easy. You watch all three of them. It'll take you 15 seconds.
Yeah. His last one that happened like a week ago.
I was there.
You were there?
Yeah.
I was telling my dad was walking by. I was like, hey, check this out. This dude knocks everybody out in 30 seconds. And he walked away, and he came back, and I was like, it's already over.
It's over. I told you to watch that. Yep. Well, no. Everybody does the same thing with him. They just walk directly at him with their hands down. It's like, why? He's thrown 3 punches in 3 fights, and it was the same punch every time, and it has landed every time. He throws it really well. There's a lot of power behind it, and it's fast. But you'd think they'd circle a little.
So
keep that hand up.
His last opponent, he stayed still, and Robelis, it's like he went like this, and he was just ready to just hit him.
Yeah.
I was like, how is this happening? But what's your leading to a fight, and then after the fight, what's your recovery protocol, and like what are supplements you take to keep your body healthy throughout the training camp?
Vitamin A, Advil, a lot of Advil. That does pretty much everything you need. A lot of it is just food. Like if I have a good diet, if I'm eating well throughout it, which again, it's vegetarian burrito. It's not that heavy. I haven't eaten.
He's a heavyweight.
I'm a heavyweight now. I drive down on Mondays and Wednesdays to coach here. It's about a 2-hour drive. I plan my diet around having this vegetarian burrito every Wednesday.
This is your one cheat meal?
It'll call it cheat meal, yeah. Yeah. No, you get most of what you need through your diet, through your food.
For sure.
If you're not feeling right, then you start taking supplements, and you'll start adding up a little bit. I'm big into creatine now, and apparently it's the most researched supplement on earth. And so I'm taking creatine, and I'm feeling really good, taking about 5 grams of that a day. And I'm just lifting constantly. So I've changed my style a little bit because I'm a bigger guy now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I heard that's good for your brain health when you're getting hit.
I'll let you know. Yeah, I'll let you know I fight Robelis because I'll win the fight, but he's probably gonna hit me.
Yeah. Hey man, if you can, like you said, if you're not a hittable target, then he has nothing to hit. Like these guys that just walk straight into him, you can't walk straight into him. It's pretty simple.
When I fight him, I'm going to be moving everywhere except at him. I'm going to do everything I can to get him coming at me. Then he's going to start doing spin kicks and stuff.
Yeah.
He's a bronze medalist in the Olympics.
Taekwondo.
Yeah, he knows how to taekwondo. So maybe he'll try and catch me with something else, but I will not get knocked out with that big right.
Yeah. You'll be aware for that.
Yeah, I'll be very aware it's coming.
You were on season 16 of Tough. Tell me what it was like staying in the Tough house, and what was the best moment, funniest moment? I think I know the answer to the funniest moment.
The most famous moment in all of Ultimate Fighter is Let Me Bang, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, it is the moment. I get tagged in that every time, and nobody there cared that it was happening. Like, we didn't care, but the cameras were there, and I will always be on the camera.
Yeah, I saw the clip earlier today, and you're in the back just like what is this dude saying?
Just let him fight, whatever. But yeah, the camera's on. Like, oh no, stop! Don't do it. So that was the most memorable. It's probably the most memorable thing in all of Ultimate Fighterdom. And yeah, overall though, the experience is so boring. You get put in this house. You aren't allowed to read except the Bible. You aren't allowed to watch TV, listen to radio. You're stuck with 15 other dudes. And
no contact to the outside world at all.
None. You have no idea about anything except your coaches. Your coaches are allowed to go off and do stuff, so they'll come back with information every now and then. And
no wonder everyone just gets drunk and messes around. And they don't have anything to do.
The Ultimate Fighter, they don't. The fighters have gotten more professional.
Yeah,
it's rare that you get the drunk guys.
Yeah, that was like the first season.
Yeah, the first couple seasons. And they tried to with us, and it worked on Let Me Bang Bros. But they put alcohol everywhere in the room, everywhere you can find it. They put alcohol.
They were trying to get, before they were on ESPN Plus, they were trying to get the viral clips.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, it is not the UFC. It is the Ultimate Fighter. It's a TV show first.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What loss had you learned the most in your fighting career after taking a loss?
What loss? So Wellington Turman, he poked me in the eye 7 times in the fight. And there's one. Even without 2-point deductions, he still had him winning. Even without it, I won. I outstruck him all 3 rounds. That one was a learning experience in that, all right, if I get poked in the eyes, I'm staying down. I win the fight then. And that is probably the biggest lesson I've learned with the people I coach. You get poked in the eye, stay down, take the win. Take the check, go home. And that is something I will be doing from here on out. That was a big loss or a big learning lesson.
That's something that I've thought about, especially with what's been going on recently with Cejudo fighting. What does it feel like from a fighter's perspective when you get poked in the eye, you get kicked in the cup? What's going through the mind? Because when Cejudo in Seattle, when that happened, and he was like, "Hey, I'm seeing double. I'm not fighting." Like fans like to trash on fighters when that happens, but if you put yourself in the fighter's perspective, if I'm seeing double and it's a close fight with him and Yadong, why would I risk getting knocked out for the fans' pleasure?
Yeah, the eye poke is an immediate. They should immediately disqualify the opponent. There is no reason ever to have your fingers outside. If there's no reason to have your fingers up, there's no reason for your fist not to be a fist ever.
Yeah.
If you poke them in the eye, it should be an automatic disqualification. You lose. It should be. That's the way it should be.
I mean, you already know that coming into the fight.
Uh-huh.
That's your warning.
They warn you backstage. If you poke it in the eyes, I'm taking a point. This is your warning now. And then they go out and they warn everyone again.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't intentional. Listen, it is completely intentional. It should be disqualification. I've heard people say it should be an immediate money penalty. Disqualified. Take half their purse, right? They can give the other guy. And eye poke is complete. Over 80 fights, I've never poked anyone in the eye. Cup shots, they really don't hurt. They can. I'm sure they've hurt somebody at some point, but for the most part, we've all got steel cups or diamond cups. It really doesn't hurt. We all take the point because we all take, that hurts. Because we want the judges to see that we got kicked.
Yeah.
Or you want the point if it happens again. So they'll play it up, but it really doesn't hurt that much.
Maybe the cardio is hurting a little bit. You take an extra couple minutes.
Relax.
Let your coach yell at you in the back while you're sitting down.
Yeah. And they say, no coaching. I'm going to coach.
What was your favorite UFC memory out of your whole entire UFC career?
Getting that $50,000 check was really pretty good. That was a good memory. Fight Island was a lot of fun. It was the first time and only time I've ever flown first class. So that was fun. They put my wife and my coach in the back. I got to fly first class though, so that was great.
Was that your first time in the UAE?
Yeah.
And you're going there.
I'm going there.
KC,
I've been there before.
KC 54 Dubai.
Yeah, KC, send me first class. What else? There have been so many cool moments. Like there's no one moment that really stands out because the whole UFC experience is it's something else.
Yeah.
The first time I got the win when I beat Dylan Andrews, that was something special. That was something that'll be burned into my memory forever.
This is a part of your username, what they call you all the time. Who came up with the nickname Smiling Sam? Was it you, your wife, someone else? And have you had that nickname your whole career?
Yeah, so it's Smilin, SMLI apostrophe N, not Smiling. When I got the name, it was before social media was a thing, and so it looked cooler. Now it's just harder for people to find. Now it was my dad that mentioned it first. We were talking about the Grin Reaper was mentioned, and we didn't really like it, but it was mentioned. It was my dad that said it first. Oh, it's Smiling Sam. You're a happy fella. You smile all the time, and the alliteration is perfect. So we were sitting around the kitchen table, and he said, "How about that?" I said, "Sounds perfect to me."
It fits.
It does, and now I get on the street. People say, "Yeah, it's Smiley." I get Smiley more than I get Sam all the time.
Yeah. Sam Alvey fighting Karate Combat 54 in Dubai, defending his heavyweight belt. Tune in. Do you want to give him a final word?
Hey, so I've also started this online training program, School, SKOOL, Smile and Striking. And right now I've got 1,300 people enrolled. Then I've got an advanced program too where we just launched it. So that's growing too. Come and work out with me. I am very detail oriented. I work with you personally. And I would love to help all of you guys get that first fight, that first championship, that first contract. So smiling and striking on School.
And is all your handles Smiling Sam?
Smiling Sam, SMILE apostrophe NSAM.
TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, is it all the same?
It is.
All right, we'll put it on the screen. Go follow them. Thank you for the interview. I appreciate it.
Absolutely, my friend. Thank you.